How's it going? Okay, it's working. Like everything is absolutely perfect. Uh, think about it this way, right? So League is, in my opinion, less to do with how you play and more to do with avoiding the feeders, right? So the fundamentals of the game when we kind of talked about League of Legends was engagement optimized matchmaking, and it bounces you between losers and winners queue. Now the problem, now the blessing of engagement optimized matchmaking is that when you get a lot of people that are bad on your team, most of the time all of them are just apprehendably bad. It's just obnoxiously bad. All right. So what happens is when you get on the winner side, most of the time your entire team is just good. Like we had a problem in here, but this guy Draven. This is you can ignore this because this is not related to League of Legends. It's just me counting my mistakes, and if I average it out, we can kind of close this for now. Let me just group it so you don't get distracted, right? So look, 16 wins in a row. Before that, I had. What was it? 23 wins in a row. And it's easy, like I can tell you, I can guarantee a win at this stage. I can like 100%. The core is this, right? So you look at your team, and you give them a score, and then you look at the enemy and you give them a score. I count myself as 5. Originally I wanted to do 10, but I decided, I'm going to give it myself 5 just to give a 5-point safety net, right? So I'm very pessimistic on my team because this team was like, my bot lane had 87% win rate over, I think it was like over 20 games basically. These guys are, and you could see them in like their performance was just, look at this, holy smokes. This guy has 32 KDA, this guy 31. And you keep dodging until you get on the team. And look, like the entire team is good. Our top lane solely played against the enemy top lane. There was no interference whatsoever. And even he stumped. Do you know what I'm saying? So the key is like I'm trying to understand, am I guessing correctly? So you can see that like this is kind of like the key. So this is my analysis and this is the reality. So did I predict correctly? Most of the time, to be honest with you, you can look at your players, look at the enemy team composition, look at your composition, and you can say who's going to win or not. It's not that difficult. So you see what I'm saying is that your input on the game is very, very limited. It's more about the environment in which you play. So which is like, who are you playing against, what champions are they playing, and most important, what champions your team is playing, and are they good? Because you have to remember that SKT with Faker exists. So you have to scout your team. So you see, I call this skill now. I used to call it dodging, but now I call it scouting. To the level where you, if there is an SKT game with one slot available, make sure that you are on that team. On the flip side, there are Team Siren. I don't know if you know them. Okay. I'm gonna link this in the description below so you can check it out. Anyway, let's just say that was very, it was a full girls game. Some of them were not even diamond. They were like, some of them were not even, like, barely platinum. And they decided to go pro. Let's just say it was a very ambitious move. Just to be polite. Alright? So, you're basically, like, you're just dodging. Today I had, 18 dodges for 3 games. So that's 6 dodges per game. You just dodge, 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 and then you play with superstars, and then you just win, and that's it. Honestly, this feels like it's just like kind of bot games at this stage. Honestly, like, and it doesn't matter what level you play. It's just kind of like bot games. I'm doing right now rotation of all accounts, where I get 1 win on each account, and then I basically try to play the same number of games on every account, right? So that's kind of my new rotation system. Because, why am I doing it right now? I forgot what I'm doing it right now. Oh yeah. Once you win over about 8 games, like 7 to 8 games. Some accounts I have like 12 games and like 10 of them or 11 of them won. The problem becomes is like you get into Emerald and Diamond MMR, so you get a lot of Gragases and Zax and difficult champions that limit your control over the game. So it's like your ability to impact the game diminishes, so as a result you start to become very team dependent, and you do not want to be team dependent. Like in this game, you always want to have a plan B where you're gonna stomp and your team is gonna stomp. And even if your team doesn't stomp that hard, you're still going to like make them stomp because you're just gonna clean up the entire team. So you want to avoid champions like Leona, Gragas, Nautilus, Alistair, the usual, like Malphite, Tahm Kench. Now sometimes I play into, like for example, I played into Gragas this game here, but my team was just, it was just horrendous differential. Do you see like the difference? Their team outside of Gragas, they literally had nobody. So it was playable for me. Sometimes you make a mistake, so that's what I'm saying. Just expect about 80% win rate. Like one thing is you want to create allowance for losses that are like uncontrollable, like AFK people, people raging, blah blah blah. But the second thing is you want to give yourself comfort so you can make mistakes and make some plays. Take the risks basically. So you just you think to yourself, will this play work or not? Let's see, try it out, so you can push your champion to the limits, But honestly, lately it's been just bot games, like past maybe like 9-8 games, just complete bot games. Just complete stomps, basically one-sided. Look at this game, holy smokes. This was 1000 gold. So this one here is the most important metric to see how big of a stump it was. So think about it. Every minute that was passing in the game, the enemy was losing by 1000 gold, scaling infinitely. So 2 minutes passed, they're already down 2000 gold. 3 minutes passed, they're down 3000 gold. So by 10 minutes they were down 10,000 gold. You see? Look at the gold differential. Almost 20,000 gold differential. And you can see like holy shit, like that is some next level feeding. This guy had 1 CS at, I think it was like 3.5 minutes or something like that. But I'll show you. It was like, I was like, does he not know that Aurelia can Q into a minion? Like, seriously? And I know people are gonna say, oh, this is normals, but I mean, people do that in ranked as well. They pick champions they don't know how to play, positions that they never play. They get either out of field, or they decided, you know what, enough is enough. I don't want to play DC anymore. I'm gonna go mid lane, and he starts practicing that in your game. And you're thinking to yourself, oh my god, why is he 0-12 as, I don't know, Syndra? Like, Syndra is a mobile champion, but the enemy team has Vi with LeBlanc. I mean, you're just gonna feed if you don't know how to play. I think it was 3 minutes he had 1 CS. Yeah, look, he has 1 CS. Let's see when he gets 2 CS. Hold on a second. At what point does he actually get 2nd CS? So it's 4 minutes, he's still on 1 CS. But I smacked him so many times, he's afraid to approach me. Because he basically almost died level 1. If I had like, because you see I'm playing with cleanse, if I had like flash. The only thing why I'm not going in is because he has ignite. And I don't think I know where the jungler is. But I'm in complete chill mode, honestly. I'm just like... I can hear he could have jumped on me, potentially all in, but I mean, I was like, nah. I have my E up still, right? He got second CS, look. So it's 419 when he gets his second CS. But look at the score, it's already like 2,000, they were already down. Oh my god, Sona died so many times, she's level 2. At 4 minutes. So the question is, right? So you come back from work, you decide to yourself, you know, I'm gonna warm up, and I'm going to just play a game, right? And you get placed as a top laner with these guys. I'll repeat this again. This guy has 1 CS at 4. He got his second CS at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So what's your plan of winning the game? And in fact, what's your plan for enjoying the game? Because all you're gonna hear for 20 minutes is an ally has been slain. Enemy double kill. For 20 minutes straight. And those guys are not gonna surrender because look at the score. They only surrendered at 1934. They're gonna keep playing. Like, I mean, at 15 you could surrender, but they didn't. And sometimes they continue to play even 25 minutes into the game. Because I played games where we had like 40 plus kills and the enemy had like 2. And I was all the time, I couldn't even focus on the game. I'm thinking to myself, why are they even playing this game? It's like, it's so obvious that this is a stump. Because I'm not going to be in this game. You have to understand, I'm not going to be on the opposite side. I'm going to be the guy with Baron buff, 4 dragons, overfed bot lane. Because I'm in the winner's queue, right? But if, you know, people tell you, oh, play League of Legends, queue up and don't dodge, dude, you're gonna end up with these guys. Now, of course, in rank they're a little bit more serious, but you're gonna end up with the variants of these guys. Where it's like the first time player, or he's tilted, or he's, I don't know, decides to practice misfortune AP in your promotional match. Like, I don't want that. Like, I'm getting like kind of bored with League at this stage. Because you just win so much, it's like, kind of like a bot game to some extent. And on the flip side, I don't want to play against shit like Leona, which is... Well, let me show you a clip, you'll see what I mean. Yeah, there you go, look. So this is Tryndamere, played by a... at one time rank 1 challenger. EU West. Look at his items. So he has 5 items. He has 5 levels up on the support. So you're gonna see the support in here. And look what happens. So look, Leona is level 10, right? Look.
How is she so...
Look. 2 items. Some runes. Armor runes, right? Defensive runes. And he does literally almost no damage. On one item, okay? Now imagine she gets to late game and she has 6 items. Like, she will be able to duel you 1v1. Because you do absolutely no damage. I said that multiple times when I played like one-on-one. I did fun builds against like Ashe, for example, Ezreal, as Tryndamere, because you can get to the point where they literally don't do any damage to you. Now the problem is that she is still effective against you because she can stun you and ADC can attack you, and then she gets cooldown reduction. Late game, she has like no cooldowns almost whatsoever. So how exactly are you planning to impact the game? Because they can damage you, but you can't damage them. And then it becomes, oh, I hope that my ADC, who does like Twitch or whatever, who can do true damage, is fed enough so you can win the game. Again, you're back to being completely team dependent, which means that you simply cannot play into these champions. You just cannot play into them as Tryndamere. Otherwise, you're going to be very, very team dependent and you just can't win the game, you know? So that's what I'm saying, is like League to some extent is really a card game. It's not really this skill game. It's more like a get good conditions so you can win the game. Like get yourself into good conditions so you can win the game. And skill is kind of is good to have to some extent. Of course, maybe on like super high level it's a little bit different, but I'm talking about majority of player base. I'm talking like 95% of player base. It's a card game to some extent, to full extent, I suppose I would say. And it's all about getting good team. And once you get that, you're a good player, because now you are part of the team. You are a good contributor to the team. So you just strengthen and make your team even better. You just stomp all the time. And that's it. At this stage, I really feel like I just solved League. Oh my god, and again, like YouTube, ooh, like, I don't know, YouTube. It's just that everything people say on YouTube is usually wrong. Like, almost everything. Like, they say, oh, your team doesn't matter. Yes, it matters. Oh, you can carry with any champion. No, you cannot. If you play well, you can carry any game. No, incorrect. Like, it's just like, I don't know, this user-generated content stuff. I don't know about League, honestly. I really miss GTA 5 at this stage. Really starting to miss it big time. Because this is like literally no different to playing against bots. Literally no different. And it doesn't matter what level you could be like. I had one game where I had 2 Emerald players on my team, and the enemy had 1 gold. Complete stomp. Then there was, remember, I played against Tam Kench. But again, you see, I don't want to play against Tam Kench. Holy shit, like, what is that game? I was just farming for... Literally, I was just AFK farming. And just kamikaze pushing into turrets. And my team was, like, superior, so... Basically, it was unplayable for Tam Kench. Oh my god, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's working. I mean, you can use it. People were asking, you know, is this gonna work in ranked? Of course it will. You just have to get a... there's like a program. I made a video where it's on my channel, how to see... Let me just find it once. Yeah, so I'll link this video in the description below, but there is 2 of them. One is called Lobby Reveal. I'm not sure if it's working or not. But I think Manikel, he tested base ult rev, this one. And I think it still works. So you can basically use it to scout your teammates. It's a little bit slower than Professor. But I don't know, he made a video showing how it works, and I also looked at it a long time ago. And it's quite good. You basically click a button and it brings you to OPGG. And you can multi-select, you can see all of your teammates, basically. But yeah, it's still a bit manual, you know. Professor kind of like, as soon as you select a champion, it gives you all the statistics and everything you need to know. Whereas in there, you kind of have to pick yourself to see which champion he picked, and then you can see his KDA, his win rate, and then stuff like that. And sometimes I noticed, I also used, when I was using Lobby Reveal, I noticed that some players are missing. Sometimes you get like only 3 players out of 5, and And it's a problem. You have to dodge because you can't rely on two unknowns. Like he picks, I don't know, your team looks good. Like let's say your team looks good, but your ADC picks Ezreal, and a dog shit Ezreal is not even a player. Do you know what I mean? Like he's so useless that you're basically 4v5ing them, and you can't tell because you don't see information about the account. So that's one of the problems. I don't want to get into these games and manually scout and all that shit because to me it makes no difference. Like ultimately, I wanted to have a system where I can win any single game, every single game that I play, and that's basically this system here. Like my concern was not really about like high rank or whatever because I know I'm a good player. I played a lot of one-on-one games. Like I already hit my targets for League of Legends a long time ago. Diamond. Well, originally it was gold, but then when they buffed Tryndamere, they made this stupid rune, Blood Lord, I think. Well, let me show it to you. One sec. Yeah, it was exactly this one. Exactly this one. So this rune turned into Fleet of. I don't remember what's the name of this. Fleet Work, or the one where you hit and it gives you lifesteal. I forgot. But look, when it got released, critical strikes heal you for 15, so 15% lifesteal, and grant 20 bonus attacks speed for 4 seconds, and it refreshes every 2 seconds. So you could infinitely, basically Tryndamere and Yasuo, because there was no Yone back then. Yasuo and Tryndamere spiked to I think like 56+% win rate because they had permanently 20% attack speed and 15% lifesteal, and you could just like Tryndamere was basically like playing Aram Tryndamere in today game without so much CC in it. And tanks had mana problems. I never had problems with like Malphite. He was always difficult to kill, but I mean he just goes home so quickly. And items were like Infinity Edge was always expensive, but I mean Phantom Dancer and Last Whisper back then, not really. Lifesteal was also pretty good. It was like the Scepter. Now it gives you 7%. Back then it was 12. You could manipulate. You could set up like against tanks. You could play late game runes. So you have because there was normal runes, which is like 9 attack damage, but there were also scaling runes, which gives you like I think a bit more. It was like 22 attack speed. So he goes tank, you go scaling runes, and now you're a semi tank because you by level 8 you already broke even on your runes, and then it was just like it was uphill from there. There was a lot of stuff you could do, There were still annoying tanks, but not as much as right now. It's just there was also items, which was Zephyr, I think it was called. You could stack them, so you could have like 50 tenacity, just of 2 items and 20% attack speed, or not attack speed, move speed. Plus, you got like I think 10 or 12 from Phantom Dancer, and it was just like it was oppressive. Once you get to late game with Trinda, it's close to impossible to lose. He was just so OP. Good old days. Anyway, so there you go. Like, League is now completely solved as a game. There's no reason for you to rage. There's no reason for you to get angry over Riot, because at this stage, engagement optimized matchmaking is your best friend, because you have to remember there is winners and losers queue. So if you are in the winners queue, guess what's on the opposite side? This is on the opposite side. Like I can tell you, I don't think I played a single equal game. It was everything was just a stomp. The only games where I had to sweat was when I had to 4v5, right? But I made a decision after that Vlad game where he AFK'd that I'm not going to. I'd rather dodge 5 more times than play a game like this. It's too frustrating your teammates are like brain dead monkeys, and they're basically these guys. Only you selected the enemy where they have Lux, Ashe, Kindred, Senna, some kind of bullshit that you can 1v5 with Tryndamere, and you're trying to carry these guys to victory yourself. You know, it's like, dude, just dodge. It's just so much effort to do it. You know, it's not. You're not getting paid for this shit. You know, so why do it? You know. Okay. So anyway, that's my rant probably for today. Take care.